Next question is, we have bought property jointly with a spouse in our own name years ago. Is it possible to transfer to LLP or limited without incurring a dry tax charge? So they just I know we talked about this, but they just want a bit of clarity on the best investment vehicle for it.
Okay, so what some people do is they put it in a limited liability partnership. And the reason they do that is that they want to avoid, the main things they want to avoid are stamp duty, land tax, and capital gains tax. So the case of Elizabeth Moyne Ramsey is the definition of what is a business. So in that case, let's just say I'm an accountant, I own one investment property. And if I wanted to put that investment property in my limited company today, so I own the investment company and I own the limited company. However, if I sold that one property to my limited company, I would be liable to capital gains tax. And the reason is because I'm moving it from owning in my name to owning in a limited company name. So what you want to do is to claim Section 162 incorporation relief. And the case was about Elizabeth Moyne Ramsey. And Elizabeth Moyne Ramsey had, I think, 10 properties in Belfast, 5 were rented out. And she went and put those in a limited company. And what happened is HMRC said, well, you're liable to capital gains tax. And she said, I want to claim incorporation relief. Incorporation relief relates to a business, not a trade. So an investment property cannot be a trade. It's only going to be, it could only class as a business. Now, the business, the definition of a business is not in the Taxes Act. So they went to the first tier tribunal and they said, well, actually, you wouldn't qualify for business property relief because it's not a trade. Therefore, you can't claim this exemption. They then went to the upper tribunal and it was heard by Judge Berner. And Judge Berner said, well, business property relief is not relevant because that's an inheritance tax relief. You're alive, so you want to claim a capital gains tax relief. And the question is, if it's a business, you can claim incorporation relief, which means that you get shares in the company in return for those properties. And do you run a business? What do you actually do? So she said, well, I put the rubbish out, I tend the fences, I vet all the tenants, I see the tenants in, I see them out. And Judge Berner said, well, how many hours a week do you spend? She said, well, probably 20 hours a week. So now that's the precursor for any subsequent claims on moving properties into a limited company for residential property. So the precursor is 20 hours a week, 5 properties. And that was the test for claiming it as a business. So if you have one property, then you're not going to get that relief.